Hey, so are you considering getting the new iPhone 11 Pro and you're wondering just how good these new cameras are for video? Well, in this video, I'm going to be comparing this, the iPhone 11 Pro versus my old iPhone 10, coming right up. Hey there, I'm Mark Brown from Editor's Keys, and in this video we're going to be looking at the new iPhone 11 Pro to see how good these three cameras are for video. What we're going to do is we're going to test them against my 2-year-old iPhone 10, and we'll be showing the footage raw out of the cameras with no color correction or editing on them, so you can see exactly how these look. But before we get to the footage, let's have a look at this new phone. The design from the front looks almost identical to last year's iPhones, as nothing much has changed. The screen is different though. Apple is calling this a Super Retina XDR display, promising a much brighter display and support for HDR content. To be honest, for regular content, I really don't think you'll notice much of a difference. However, playing an HDR clip on the iPhone, you can see a difference in the blacks and some of the details in the highlights and shadows. This of course won't come out on this video, but trust me, it does look nice. The speakers now feature Dolby Atmos and spatial audio. The back has had a little change. It now has a matte finish, which I think looks pretty nice, and it also makes the phone more grippy too. One of the features which is super important is the new battery life. The iPhone 11 Pro has 4 more hours of battery life, and if you go for the 11 Pro Max, that has 5 more hours. I think for some people that could be worth the upgrade alone. Now, this is the first iPhone to feature a triple camera system, now featuring a 2x zoom lens, a wide angle and an ultra wide angle lens. Bear in mind though, the ultra wide does not feature image stabilization. The phone now features an A13 Bionic processor, which makes the phone a bit snappier, and whilst it's quicker, it's not like the iPhone 10 was slow, so I don't think most people would notice the change here. So this iPhone should have some of the highest quality video footage from any smartphone out on the market. But before I show you some of my test shots, let's switch cameras from the Sony to the new iPhone 11 Pro. Okay, so we're now on the iPhone 11 Pro. We're still in the studio, the lights are exactly the same and with the same distance from me as we were before with the Sony a6400. The sound, the audio you're hearing is from the iPhone's built-in microphone. So if you just picked up a camera, set this up at home, this is the kind of quality you could get. And what do you think? Now, of course, I'm not expecting it to compete with the Sony, but I think it's pretty good for just straight out of an iPhone's camera. It's pretty cool. So anyway, let's get straight onto the streets of Norwich and show you that test footage.
I can see you looking at me. Yeah, my eyes are open wide. So you want me to set you free? Take a walk with me outside. Tell me everything about you. Yeah, 'cause I really wanna know. You can ride with me forever. Yeah, anywhere you wanna go. Let's go for gold. If we ever was lost before, now we finally found our way. And love is stronger than it.
So this is an audio test with the iPhone 11 Pro. How does the voice sound? Does the microphone sound good? We're going to compare this against the iPhone 10. We've got a little bit of traffic noise in the background. We've got a river behind us. How's it sounding? This is an audio test with the iPhone 10. How does this compare to the iPhone 11 Pro? Can you hear any differences? What do you think sounds the best? Leave a comment below. So this is an audio test with the iPhone 11 Pro. How does the voice... Can you hear any differences? What do you think sounds the best? Leave a comment below.
Yeah, let's go for gold. So let's fly.
So just testing out the vlogging lens on the front of the iPhone 11 Pro. I thought I'd bring you to the back streets of Norwich because it's a colourful place. We'll get some nice photos, some nice videos, but also a lot of the alleyways are quite narrow. So it's going to be a good test of that ultra wide lens.
We will make our own way. Night is over the park and a few brave stars. I give you the moon and my all is yours. Don't hesitate, just give me your all. Just give me your all. So let's fly into a dream I won't deny. I'm so in love, let's go for gold.
So we're going to try a bit of a walking vlogging test just to see how stable the front camera is. As you can see, I'm on a cobble street, so it's quite wobbly. But we'll test it out, see how it goes, and we'll test out the front facing camera too. So what I love about the iPhone 11 Pro's lens is that when you're in a place like this, we've got Norwich Cathedral behind us, with the regular lens you can't fit the spire in, you can't fit the whole cathedral in, but if we go to the ultra wide lens now, you'll see that we can now fit the entire spire and most of the cathedral into the shot. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with the iPhone 11 Pro's video quality. Before I got the phone, I was in two minds about how good it would actually be. And don't get me wrong, if you own an iPhone 10, 10s, the video footage is really good still. It's great for 99% of people out there, but there's just a few other things that really have made me want to now keep this phone. The first thing is that front-facing camera. It can now film in 4K. The previous phones, front-facing cameras were never that good for video, and if we were ever doing any travel vlogs, if I mixed some footage from the 4K in our Sony to the 4K on the back of the iPhone to then the front-facing camera, it just didn't look right together. It looked really awful. So now having a good quality front-facing 4K camera is great for vlogging, so that's one reason. Secondly, that stabilization, it is so good now. If we take another look at that stabilization going down Elm Hill in Norwich, it looks like it was filmed on a gimbal. You know, when you compare it to the iPhone 10, it's a little shaky. It's okay, but it was a little shaky, and just this iPhone 11 means that I'll no longer have to take my portable gimbal with me. So that's really cool. And thirdly, it's the battery life. Having another 4 hours of battery life is a big deal for me. I'm out on the road a lot for business, and when you're traveling, the last thing you want to do is be plugging into the wall. So having 4 more hours of battery life is really cool. So anyway, what did you think? Please let me know in the comments section below. If you want me to do any more tests, or if you've got any questions, I get back to every single question asked. So please do leave a comment below. And if you want to see more videos just like this, looking at cameras, video editing, audio production, that kind of thing, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like, and I'll see you in the next video.